Hi, I'm Sean Reardon, Mayor of Newburyport, and welcome to the latest edition of the Mayor's Corner. Happy 4th of July, everybody. We are almost there. Friday this week, 4th of July. America turns 249, which means we're going to have a pretty big party next year, celebrating the 250th, 1776. I've had a busy couple days. My son Ollie turned 13 on June 30th, so now I have 3 teenagers in the house. Happy birthday, Ollie. He's got his friend's birthday party today, so I hope they're having a good time. We had a big weekend here because we had the big Road to the Revolution parade. And it was kind of a rainy day on Saturday, but I gotta tell you, the parade was awesome. So first, hats off to the Custom House Maritime Museum, the Museum of Old Newbury, all the city personnel, especially Mike Bartlett that was involved, DPS setting up the stage, police and fire being involved. But you know, for an organization, you know, like the Custom House Maritime Museum, they don't do parades very often. And I gotta say, it was so well done, so organized. I had some people come up to me and say it's the best parade they've ever seen. I mean, it just like, it was incredible. And again, the weather wasn't great. It was a little rain the whole time. But boy, was it fun. People all along the route, and for those of you that didn't watch it, it started at the bottom of Federal Street. We went up Federal Street, down high. We went around the Bartlett Mall, and then came back and went down State Street and ended up at Market Square. So again, hats off particularly to James Russell, director at the Custom House, and Captain Bob Cronin. Just an awesome job. I know it was a lot of work, but just an awesome job. So we ended up at the Custom House. We ended up at the Market Square on Saturday, and then we had a whole speaking program. So again, the parade was great, had people from all over, but then we get to Market Square and we had a speaking program. Governor Healy was here. She was amazing. Again, I love listening to her, especially in Newburyport, because she has such deep ties here. I mean, I think her family is some of the original settlers of Newbury at 1635, which is pretty great. She spoke. We had Congressman Seth Moulton here, who also has deep roots to Massachusetts. His family were early settlers in the Salem area. He's from Marblehead, but the Salem area. I think he said like 1636, which is crazy. And I go, here I am. I'm just a 5th generation Newburyporter. But it was very cool that they came one, and then they, you know, again, the words that they shared were really special. Senator Tarr and Representative Shan also spoke. I thought they were really great. So I got to speak as well. I mean, I just thought the program in general, top to bottom, was great. So hats off to everyone involved. Thank you again. And again, that was such a great way to celebrate Rev 250, right? Gearing up for this big 250th anniversary of our nation. But Massachusetts, particularly Newburyport and a lot of the areas around here, we played such a big role in that, and it's so great to celebrate that. So that was last weekend. What else is going on? So I talked about it last week. The budget got passed on June 18th. So now it's July 2nd. We are in the budget. We are in FY26 now. So one of the big decisions I had to make was, and just to recap, you know, the City Council passed an $80 million and change budget. They made $421,000 in cuts, which only equals about 0.5% of the whole budget. But they did make some cuts, and some of the cuts were you know, important ones. They cut the special projects manager, which is that role is in the mayor's office. That's been a very productive role the past 3 years. It's a position I created when I took office, and we've kind of been having to justify it each and every year. And so it's a part-time position. It's $47,000. Or 0.05% of the entire budget. So they decided to remove that line item, so they cut that. They cut our legal budget, which again, in this day and age, legal budget is so important. It's funny, I had a lawyer that come into my office this week and was shocked that we didn't have a double size of the legal budget that we have, and was shocked that we actually cut it. So I'd say those 2 things really stuck out. They also had some other cuts in there. So again, not a whole lot. And I said this last week. You know, the 4 budgets that I've brought to City Council, very few dollars have been cut. Last year, $0 were cut. The year before that, only $95,000 were cut out of an $80 million plus budget. And then my first year, less than $200,000 was cut. Again, so I think we do a good job putting budgets together. I think this year's budget was particularly leaner, so the fact that they did decide to make some of these cuts was concerning. It was also concerning they didn't seem to know what they could cut and what they couldn't, but that's another whole story. But so I say all this because I've decided to keep that special projects manager. I think it's just too important right now. right now, if you don't know, our special projects manager is a woman named Kim Turner who lives here in Newburyport. She has her hand in over 20 different projects right now, or initiatives here in the city, 20. So removing that would really halt the brakes on what we're doing. It wouldn't keep pushing Newburyport forward. So I thought it was vital to find a way to keep that position. So we are going to try to keep it. We're going to pay for it right now out of the mayor's personnel line item, which means at some point we're going to have to come back to council for a supplemental budget. Now we come back to the council just about every year for a supplemental budget on something, right? Either like we figured out we needed more money for X, or the fire department needed more money for overtime that they think that it's going to happen. So this year I envision us coming back to a supplemental budget to the council at a later date with this position, right? And I would say also we will definitely be coming back for more money for legal, because I think we just have too many important things going on right now that we're relying on sound legal advice. So that's money that we use to pay for our city solicitor. We have a special attorney that's working with us on the 40B development up at Kmart. And we also have a special attorney working with us on Waterfront West. So there's a lot of things that are important that are going on in the city right now that we're going to need some sound legal advice for. So I imagine those two things, and there'll probably be a few more, but we'll end up having to go back to council and make the case for those in a supplemental budget. So luckily, I would say, Newburyport's not going to miss a beat as far as that goes. Kim Turner is also the manager of the Recreation and Youth Services Center that is about to break ground. She's been the project manager on that for 3 years. And again, 61% of Newburyport voters just came out voting in favor of that project at the polls on May 13th. So again, we're not going to miss a beat. We're going to keep moving forward on all these projects. And there'll be more information coming out from my office later. But that's what's going on with budget as we kick off FY26. And just real quick, we said goodbye to Ethan Manning on Monday, June 30th. He is off to the schools, Newburyport School Department. So he actually started the right next day. So he's already down there in his new office at the middle school. And then we had Amy Saros start here as our new finance director. She's had a great first couple days. She was here yesterday, and then she was here today. That's a good start, Amy. So we're excited for her. She brings a lot of fantastic skills to the table. And we're going to talk a little bit more about her onboarding as she takes over here as finance director. But I'm really excited to work with her. She's going to be a great part of the team. And then Wayne Amaral's last day is tomorrow, Thursday, July 3rd. He is headed to Salem, New Hampshire. He was funny this week. He's been asked about why he's leaving and things like that. He's going to get to retire 2 years earlier by making this move to Salem, New Hampshire's public works director. So again, we're sorry for Wayne to leave. He has been a vital part of my team. Again, DPS is just involved in so much of the day-to-day operations here in the city of what we're doing, what we're trying to do, how they respond to things that are being asked for by residents. So again, DPS is an incredibly vital role. So we are actively in that search. We're still collecting resumes. That search will probably start maybe towards the end of July. But in the meantime, we have elevated Deputy Director John Carey into that interim role. And then we also elevated Jen Sullivan, who's in a leadership position at the Highway Division, to that deputy role. So that's going to be our team moving forward. And we're going to continue to work with that group as we get through July. But we're in a pretty good spot. I think we have a wonderful staff down at DPS, so I don't think we'll miss a beat in the short term. And like I said, we're just finishing the bulk of the street and sidewalk work, and it's really just getting through July and keeping up all those services that we provide for the city. So I think we're in a great spot there. I'll keep updating you on that DPS search. Okay, what else is going on? Oh, speaking of DPS, I gave them a directive a couple weeks ago because I really wanted downtown to look great for not only the parade, but for the 4th of July. When you do have these patches of weather with rain, and like we had, I think it was like 15 weekends in a row where we had some sort of rain, it's tough to keep up with that downtown, right? And so I just want to say DPS has done a great job getting downtown looking great. July 1st, we start our 2 times a week cleaning sweeps of downtown. We worked with a Community Improvement Society, the CIS, who is a local group who has some money that they get to spend on certain projects downtown. They really have focused on downtown beautification. So if you notice, the tree pits downtown were just done and mulched, and they looked great. The flower baskets are now hanging, so we did that as well. So there's a lot of little things that the DPS has been doing the last couple weeks. A lot of weeding, a lot of weed whacking, especially around the fountain area. really, I walked around this weekend and I was just so impressed and so happy with the work that they did. So we're going to keep that up all summer, but it was great to get our downtown ready for a big July 4th weekend and for that Road to Revolution parade. We had a couple big public meetings last week, and I'll just recap them real quick. First one was the ZBA hearing at the Senior Center. That was around the 40B development at the old Kmart building. It's called Plaza Landings. It was a great first meeting. They'll have another public hearing on July 22nd. Honestly, not a ton of people in attendance, but a lot of people speaking for and even those speaking with some concerns about the plan. Because this is a 40B development that goes through the state, what ZBA is going to end up doing is issuing them a comprehensive permit, right? They don't have to go through all the hoops as a regular development does because it's a 40B. And the reason why they can do a 40B is because we're not in safe harbor status. We're below that 10% threshold in our affordable housing stock. So why we decided to do a friendly 40B with Kaplan and Port Plaza was that, one, it's going to give us the ability to jump over that 10% threshold and be safe from future 40B developments for decades, right? So that's one. That was kind of the reason why we're going. And we do feel like this is the area that can handle a development like this. It will be the largest apartment development that the city has seen. But it's an area of town that handles a lot of this anyway. So what the ZBA's charge is really is to make sure that things like around traffic and water sewer and pedestrian access and all those things, safety, the ZBA has to make sure that the developer does their due diligence. And so, they'll come forward with their experts of what they've looked at on the site, but we can actually ask for peer reviews of what they've done. And so that's kind of the process we're in right now. So if you have concerns or questions or just want to talk about the plan, the 40B development, again, 212 units up at the old Kmart building, come to the next meeting on July 22nd. But again, I thought we had a great first meeting. Again, not a whole lot of people showed up, but I thought it was a great presentation. And so if you want to see any of that, it's located on our website under projects, okay? So you can go to the planning page and see the projects as well. And you can see the presentation that was shared. The other public meeting was on the Brown School. We had over 60 people show up to the library, mostly neighbors, but it was a huge turnout. And we had a great update from our developer, Zaina Talji, from Zeta Insight. Still moving along. Again, no hiccups there. The next big thing you'll see on the city side is we're going to demolish the gym this fall. But besides that, it was a great informational meeting. A lot of great questions were asked. All that information is also on our city website under projects. Go to the Brown School Adaptive Reuse Project, and all that information is there for you. But again, I thought that was a great public meeting. And finally, the last thing I got to do today, I got to go to the change of command ceremony for Station Merrimack at the Coast Guard. And I love going to these ceremonies. One, I think it's, being a Coast Guard city and the birthplace of the Coast Guard, it's such a big part of Newburyport's history, and it's a point of pride for the community as well. So I like going to those change of command ceremonies. My brother-in-law, I've talked about a lot here, Newburyport native Luke Teal. My brother-in-law, he just got his one-star general in the Air Force, and he's about to take on his next assignment, which is going to be commander of NORAD. But I've been to a few of his change of command ceremonies, and I love everything about them. So I do try to make it a point to go to these. I was at the one 2 years ago. So Master Chief Hessler, Carlos Hessler, is moving on. He's taking a command in Oregon. And then they welcomed the new Master Chief today, Jason Roberts, who seems like just a wonderful man, family guy. He's excited to get started. He knows how important the history and how important this job is, right? Because the mouth of the Merrimack is one of the most dangerous on the East Coast. So the Coast Guard plays such a vital role here, and he's looking forward to being part of the community as well. So I thought that was great. They had Commander Frederick, who is the commander of the U.S. sector Boston, here as well, who kind of presided over the change of command. But we're really excited. We wish Master Chief Hessler lots of luck out in Oregon, and we welcome Master Chief Jason Roberts, and I can't wait to get to know him a little bit better. Lastly, it is July 4th, so if your trash gets picked up on Friday, it's going to get picked up on Saturday, and the yard waste facility will also be closed this weekend because me and everyone here at City Hall, we all hope you have a wonderful 4th of July weekend, and I will see you all next time on the Mayor's Corner in 2 weeks. I'm going away next week, so I'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a great weekend.